Welcome to the Fate Nation podcast, where your hosts Manny, Heavy, and Fox discuss the world of gaming. New features and releases, unpopular opinions, and everything in between. Now, let's get into today's episode.
Welcome to the Fate Nation podcast. This is your host, Manny, unveiled, no glasses today, along with Heavy and Fox and Heavy. And thanks a lot for you guys joining us today. It's been 2 months. We've been trying to get this episode up and running for you. That's because I have decided to retire from the podcast and pass the baton on to these two folks and possibly some other hosts that we're going to have guest hosts in the next maybe few months, possibly. I know, Heavy, you had mentioned that you might want to step back for a little bit from the pod and maybe it goes on hiatus for another quarter or so, and then we get it back up and running. But that all depends on what Fate Gaming wants to do, along with Scythe, what his decisions are for the pod. But it's been an awesome... We've been doing this now, literally. Fox hasn't been here the whole time with us, but we've been recording this pod since July 1st, 2021, if you can imagine. So it's been a solid... Oh, my God, that's a long time. I know. Solid 3 years of doing this bad boy. So, yeah, it's pretty wild. But anyway, thanks for coming back in, you guys. It's been a couple months trying to get this last episode.
No kidding.
Yeah, a lot of that is my fault because my computer blew up.
But now it's looking awesome,
right? You got a whole setup.
Yeah, I've got a setup.
I know you do.
It's not really mine, and it's also a little bit janky. It's fine. Everything's fine. Don't worry about it.
It is working.
Well, it's working, and you're on a Mac. Have you been able to like game at all and stuff too, or are you just so busy with work life? Work life,
but then also, I won't bore you with the details, but like PC blew up. Got a whole bunch of like. Yeah, like got a whole bunch of like new bits and pieces, but then it was turning on and then not turning off. There was loads of technical things wrong with it. I've sorted all that out, but now it like runs like ass. So Luckily, I chose like a supplier who has like amazing customer service.
Nice.
So they're kind of like going to be able to like. I'll probably end up having to send some parts back. They'll test them and blah 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 blah. It doesn't really matter, but
didn't you say it went to blue screen too? Like, yeah, you don't want to see that. That was fun.
No, we don't like the color blue here.
Yeah, no. That brings back nightmares. You know what I mean? Like PTSD stuff hits when I hear people say that. I'm like, oh shoot. Don't want that to happen. So what's been going on, Heavy? Everything good? It's been a few months. You look pretty settled in your place now.
Yeah.
Computer's looking sick back there.
Everything's getting a little bit more settled here and there. I'll be upfront with a few things because it was already lightly mentioned that the podcast may or may not go on hiatus. I will be the one to say, at least on my end, for me personally, I am taking a step back. For personal reasons, I'm dealing with a few things in life that I need to step away. I need to personally step away. Now, it's not like Manny over here, which love you, buddy, no matter what. Also, for those of you listening and might be a little sad that the podcast may or may not be ending, my hope is to bring it back. My hope is to run it in the ground as hard as I can. And have some fun with it along the way, but also to bring Manny back a couple of times here and there, just have some fun with it.
Sure.
But I need time, and I need some time away to focus on me and the things in my life, which we'll get into Manny's whole thing with that as well, which I assume he's got points on and all that. I just mine's probably a little bit different than his, just because we live entirely different lives. I don't know if you guys know this, but Manny and I are different people.
That's crazy.
We lived in the exact same place, have nearly the same initials.
That's right.
We are different people.
We are different people. Yeah,
Sounds sus.
Sort of the same.
Sus.
Right.
But I think Yeah, for me too. And I totally get that and empathetic towards what your decisions are about taking a step back. I got to take a step back from it because it is technically, we were doing it twice a week or twice a month. I'm sorry.
Right.
And that was a lot of work, just audio only. Then we went to once a month, with video, and video is just a lot of work. I have my own video business. Plus my main company is just going gangbusters as far as how busy it is. So it's just I've always said, yeah, I'm retiring technically and sitting back and letting, staff and stuff run a lot of the parts of the business, but it's still, you got to be, in charge of things and take hold of what your, company's doing all the time. And it just could be a lot of work. Not that the pod wasn't fun, but I think once we went to video, it just took a little bit more work. I always wanted to go to video, so it's not like I'm bashing on it at all. It's just there's a lot more constraints with YouTube you got to think about. So I needed to take a step back personally from the YouTube, just because how busy it was. My daughter's, doing sports now, and that takes up weekends. And we tried to record on weekends, and I try to get on Discord at least once or twice a week to just play games and screw around. Yeah. And we kind of avoided each other in Discord because we don't want to talk about too much stuff because we want to save that for the podcast. And that was lame.
Extremely.
So, maybe we can get back into, if I'm in a channel and you guys are in a channel, we just pop in together and we hang out more instead of saving it, saving stories. I do want to say a couple of shout outs, though, to people that were a big part of the podcast, early on, especially. Mm-hmm. And that's going to be Kat, who was a massive part of the pod. She was an integral part before Fox filled in for her. And she had to do the same thing, step away, just like, we're doing. And so many fun, great stories with her because her, off the cuff, crazy life that was going on sometimes, with her and Silver, who's another great part of fakegaming.com Discord. Those stories and their family lives and moving and this and that were just hilarious. So, big shout out to them. Of course, a shout out to Scythe.
Yes.
At Fake Gaming because, he's the one who provides this whole forum and made this community, which is fantastic. And I've loved it ever since I joined it. I don't know, 1,000 years ago. I don't even remember.
It's been a very long time. And
it's been a long time. It's been a long time. And I think I was on the Discord a few years before we even decided to do the podcast. And that was Heavy and I babbling about it. Mm-hmm. God, wouldn't it be fun to, do a podcast? And it's been great and loved it. And we've had a lot of special guests, as well. Of course, shout out to you guys. Heavy for going along this journey with me. It's been fantastic. Absolutely. I think we've had a lot of great times, great stories, a lot of fun guests. And then for Fox to fill in kind of last minute and make this work has been genuinely fantastic.
Yeah.
I've enjoyed working with you on this. And I'll still be, if you guys have the pod, I'll be bopping in and out, and I'll be helping you with editing and video production for at least, 1 or 2 episodes once you guys, if you decide to get it back up and running.
Right.
Or the audio or streaming, because I have all the stream accounts and can push it out there. But the bottom line is we're kind of stepping back for a little bit, and we'll let Scythe kind of decide where he wants to go and how he wants to move forward. We do. I think we have a couple special guests, Heavy, that you wanted to mention.
Yeah, absolutely.
Part of the journey.
Number one right off the cuff is Tex from, I forget the YouTube channel, and it's going to make me so sad, and Silver's going to hard correct me and DM me and tell me I'm an idiot. But
is this airplane guy?
Tex was airplane guy, yes.
Yeah, he was awesome. He was before I turned up, but he was amazing.
Absolutely.
Fantastic guest. Very popular on YouTube.
Very popular, but also just so much fun, willing to go along with, I mean, at the time, our podcast had to get more serious and more focused because of the YouTube algorithm. And that was back when it wasn't. It was very silly and floaty, and not saying one is better than the other for whatever reason. Both have their merit. But that was during silly time, and we were allowed to just let Tex be silly with us. And he ran with it.
He stuck around.
He stuck around for it. He could have hung out for the first 10 minutes and dip. I think you offered that.
Oh yeah, yeah. I don't want to take up his time, and
Right.
and we've done that with a lot of our guests,
100%.
including all the game, like for the guys from Bornless,
Yep.
all these different gaming developers that we've had on. Most of them have decided we're like, oh, you can pitch your game for 10 minutes and you can bolt if you want.
Right. Branton, who came on, I think twice, who's a dev from Cathedral Studios creating the Bornless, has stayed on twice now, where we told him both times, like, yeah, you can bounce if you need to. No worries, no big deal. And he has hung out and hung with it and had a really great time with us.
Yeah, he hung out.
A long time, yeah. And that's been a lot of, I would say all of the guests that we've had on have been really cool and really great about that. And I think, in the future, I'm sure that's Scythe's vision is to have, gaming guests on. Plus, when they come on, they usually give us either alpha or beta opportunities, plus keys. All that kind of stuff's been fantastic.
Yeah, that's been a lot of fun being able to try out that stuff. The saddest thing was finding out about the Bornless special boss for that run, which was a snake. And, terrified. Right. I was so sad because I missed the first one due to a work requirement in my normal life. And I had to miss the second one because of that. But I'm sitting at my computer just pissed the whole time.
Well, I think the first one, one of them was a spider, which I hate.
Right.
And then the next one was a snake, which scared the hell out of you.
Yeah.
So
I even pulled up the trailer during the podcast, and I remember being like, "Yeah, I can't do that. I can't. I'm gonna throw up."
I think Fox is unfazed by any of it. So we're the wimps. We're the wimps.
Oh, very much so. I think.
I'm so brave. So brave.
You're the bravest one I know. And I know like two people.
Yeah.
Two whole people? That's crazy.
Yeah, they're
tons of people. Well, I mean, it's nice to reminisce and talk about where the pod and let everybody know what's going on. But I guess we could probably just flow into our stuff.
Into just some stuff.
Yeah.
Some stuff. I got a ton of movies and shows. Of course, it's been 2 months. A few games. I want to mention that's another reason why I'm kind of stepping away. Because as I get older, I'm a little bit older than anybody else. As I get older, I do game, but I don't game as much, and I'm not as interested in it. What's the latest and greatest, game? And you really need somebody in here that can talk to that a bit.
Right.
There's a few games that have been being played on Discord, especially ones that Scythe's been streaming lately that are totally kick-ass, and I'm all about.
Right.
That we can get into, but I don't know. We haven't heard a lot from Fox, so what if we do Fox's segment? Maybe?
Absolutely, we've been talking like crazy.
Yeah, we've been babble festing, which is fine.
Are we going to the Wukong house?
Yeah. Why not? Why not?
Ladies and gentlemen, come with us on a journey to the Wukong house.
Ooh. I love it.
Oh wait, hold on. I got.
Yeah. Oh,
he was unprepared for this.
He's gonna get up and strip. Oh, there he goes. Yeah. Oh yeah. Fox, I need that fan too. It's like, wow.
Yeah.
Oh, super hot. Now we know what his girlfriend just probably fell over. If she's
I'm not gonna lie, one of those might have ripped my jeans a little.
Another personal problem he's got to work on.
Yeah. So. Now I got to find new jeans. Right.
You've got to go outside for that.
Oh, fuck. I have been going outside more. It's lovely, but we're not talking about me. We're talking about you.
Welcome to Fox's house on the Fate Nation podcast. I haven't prepared for this or anything, but what have I been doing with
what's new? I mean, that's what's new.
Yeah, what has happened with my life, and also games and TV and I am now working kind of so it means that my life is kind of busy because it's a whole new
welcome to the club.
Yeah, because I was unemployed for a long time, just because of mental health stuff.
Sure.
But now I am a pet care dog walker. Also, thank you, Heavy. You're really bringing the right vibes for this. And I just want you to know that I love and appreciate you.
Same with you, best buddy.
Oh, that was good, Fox.
That was not
dead
bad.
on. Dead on. But
I've
anyway,
got it.
yeah, you've been busy with life. I totally get that. But you must have seen like a movie or a show, or there's got to be something.
Like, basically because the PC blew up, but at the minute, like, often I'm not in the house. So, you know, I, like, don't have my PlayStation and stuff like that. I have got, like, a Steam Deck, which was like, Hazel, I love you.
Yeah.
You don't know that I'm here, but I love you. Oh, she's so cute.
The cutie lover girl.
She is.
She's a
Very
lovely
much so.
girl.
She's gotten a lot
She's
better.
so cute.
Yeah. Hi.
She's totally chill.
Give me a high five, bro. Fuck you.
High five.
She just wants kisses.
High
She wants
five.
kisses.
No, she just wants to kiss.
Yeah.
Yep.
So what Heavy's doing right now is kind of like what my life has been. Is
Except
just
the
like
work version.
walking dogs. Yeah, just like the work version, walking dogs, and then like going to live in people's houses and look after
Cool.
their pets. So the Steam Deck has been really great for that
Yeah.
because I've been out the house and still able to take some stuff with me. It does mean that like I've not been playing a lot of new things.
Yeah, totally.
But some of the stuff that I've been doing has been like Darkest Dungeon 2, which has been really, really fun.
good. So good.
One
Yeah.
was. I love
Yeah.
one so
Yeah.
much.
One is amazing.
two-
Two is a kind of massive change up on the formula. Same,
Little bit
Yeah,
different.
it's
same idea.
really it's really different, even though like all the kind of like archetypal characters are still there.
Right.
But like the way that you progress through like the dungeons and the way that character progression and stuff works is really different. In a good way. So you can kind of like own both games and they feel really, really different to play.
Yeah, they are. Totally.
Yeah.
Extremely, yeah.
Yeah, it's a great game. And then also the DLC, the new DLC for Dredge came out, which I'm going to be playing over this weekend.
Cool.
It's a long weekend in the UK. We've got like a bank holiday. So that's what I'll be doing all of tomorrow.
Nice.
Yeah. I also spent like a lot of time when I was like out of the house watching, God, what is it called? I think it's called like Dungeon Meshi in like Japanese. It's
Oh, gotcha.
what do you call it in
Is that an
in,
anime kind of thing?
Yeah, which is really unusual for me. I used to watch a lot when I was younger.
Right.
And now kind of like there are some things about it which kind of like put me off of it. But I've kind of like found some stuff that my friends have recommended, and this is one of them. It's called, I think it's called Deliciousindungeon in
Yeah, I've
in
heard of
English.
it. I haven't watched it, but I
Yeah.
have heard of it.
It's not mine.
Yeah, so basic premise is like it's set in like the D&D world. So it's D&D, but like these characters have this dungeon that they're trying to progress through for reasons. And it's all about like the monsters that they're fighting. So you get like encounters
Right.
as you would in D&D.
And don't they cook them
But-
up and eat them?
Yeah, that's the whole thing. Is like
Okay,
they find
what?
the monsters. Yeah, all the
Yes.
monsters that they find, like they find, I think in the first couple of episodes, it's like a cockatrice or something,
Mhm.
Yep.
and they're
yep.
like, okay, let's make this into some kind of, I don't know, like sushi or something, or you know,
Right.
they'll kind of like make. I think they fought a slime, and then made noodles out of the
Right.
slime,
Okay.
which
Yeah,
was
that's
interesting.
awesome.
Yeah, they
like
just-
well, it was like
it was-
ink pasta or something almost.
yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's
the
it's
only
a
reason I know
really
this
good
is because I
show.
watched People versus Food a lot, and so on
Mhm.
YouTube, and then they were doing Try Not to Eat Dungeon Delicious or whatever
Yeah.
it's called, Delicious Dungeon or something, and they were showing them, but
Yeah,
they
Delicious
recreated
Dungeon, yeah.
they recreated a bunch of the foods in IRL
Mm-hmm.
and then had people eat them, so it's kind of funny.
Yeah, it's a really good show. I think it's, I guess, like a slightly more westernized kind of anime, but it's still like got,
Right.
Sure.
Yep.
the art is really great as well. There's some great animation. And it goes in a direction that I was not expecting, really. And the characters are all fantastic. I love them. And yeah, people should watch it if they haven't already. Would highly recommend.
Well, I'm gonna have to get it on my Plex server then, because that's one that I don't. I've been watching Demon Slayer, just because they have some new ones out. But I'm gonna have to get that one because I did see a little bit of it on YouTube, and it does look cool. It reminds me the animation type reminds me of, if I don't know if you remember this, maybe I'm too old, but the OG D&D cartoon.
Yep.
That was like, I think it was late 80s, early 90s, maybe.
It was bad.
I mean, this one looks better, obviously, but
yeah.
that kind of
I mean, I'm sure they've like there's so much like source material for them to have studied, so I'm sure that was like something that they went into. But yeah, it's a really great take on the D&D like world. Cool. I think that's it for. We're going to be closing soon, guys, ladies and gentlemen. So get the fook in while you can. You know, it's not on sale. I'm sorry. But you know, get your fook and then fook off.
Yes,
basically.
Right. There you
lovely,
go.
Lovely.
Love it.
Yeah.
Get your fook in, and if you don't, you know.
Yeah,
fook
last
off.
call is soon. Last call is soon.
That's awesome.
Now get out and go to a different place.
I know, and like you were saying that you've been doing a lot of like house sitting and stuff. You're like, there's so many similar games on Steam right now, like house sitting, dog sitting simulators. All I can think about, because I've been watching a lot of simulator content creators on YouTube lately while I'm working, and I'm just thinking, well, you're kind of doing dog sitting simulator, but IRL.
Yeah.
So what we need to do take up space for this is, if we don't do the podcast, we just vlog. You just vlog. We'll strap a GoPro to your chest, and you can just
you'll do character interaction stuff. Yeah.
Wait.
Yeah, you guys would love the interactions that I'm having. There's so many, like, you know, interesting. I definitely look like the town's crazy lady because I'll be walking like just the animals, and then I've been talking to them like they're people.
Of course.
Sure.
But which, you know, it's less kind of like a good girl, good boy, sort of like
no, it's like real conversations.
Like yeah. I like, they are my therapist. They know way too much about me.
No, I love it. We could body cam this, and then I can take the footage and make an interactive, video-based, game, like an indie game where you just have choices. Should I pet him or talk to him? And then we'll just show the video on what you chose to do. Did you guess right? Did you guess what Fox would do?
Did you get the right one? Did you guess where Fox would walk?
Did you know that those classic Goosebumps books where you choose your own adventure? Yeah.
Choose your own
adventure.
There's
only one path that's correct.
Yep.
You'll have to place bets on like where the dog shits.
Oh, there we go.
There we go.
I can build a grid on the video screen to show, and then put
like a bingo.
on it.
There you go, man.
Yeah,
more
bingo.
work.
You could have,
that's what you need. More.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly. More work.
Yeah.
I'm throwing all these ideas out there for Scythe. Go ahead, Scythe. You can take any of these ideas and just run with them.
Mm-hmm.
Just be my guest. I have no problem with that.
Yeah.
No, that's great.
Life has been a whole thing, and it means that I have. I don't have the technology to like show it on screen right now, but it means that I have things like this in my life. He's very, very cute. He's beautiful. He's so beautiful.
That's a good thing.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, we're debating right now whether or not we're going to have possibly going to get a dog or something possibly soon. So
do it.
We'll see how that goes.
Yeah.
I just got to figure out which kind we want to get, because I'm the one who's going to be at home with it all the time because I work out of the house.
Yeah.
So I just got to figure out. Probably won't go. We've always gone like kind of big, not big, but like 60 to 70. Okay. I'm thinking more like 30-ish.
You're thinking more kind of like toy dog?
Not toy.
Or like a terrier, maybe?
Maybe something like that, because, I'm a giant. So when I walk around the house, I'm going to crush something. So I got to be careful not to get too small of an animal.
Oh, get a Jack
Oh, yeah.
Russell Terrier.
Yeah, they'll kill you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they will.
I mean, they'll definitely kill your feet.
Right.
You know,
Yeah,
But
at the
it's
very
30
least,
pounds
you won't
of
have
fun.
toes left. Yeah, it's 30
true.
pounds of like excellent and also manic barking and
Right.
very aggressive.
Very aggressive
awesomeness.
dogs. Yeah,
Yeah.
we don't want that.
Yeah.
Love that.
Yeah, I
love that.
Yeah, I also had a thing where I had to let a client go because I got bit.
Oh,
Oh,
Whole thing.
damn.
The thing is,
no.
like, he's not a bad dog. He's not a bad dog. He's just uncastrated and also a very big dog. So he was like,
Ooh.
I want to do this. So it was like a warning bite
I
rather
wanna
than
do-
like it was
How,
like him it was him
what kind of
telling me,
dog?
I don't want to go inside, Mom. Like, leave me alone. And I was like, no, we have to go inside. And he was like, I'm going to bite you on the leg to try and prove a point. And I was like, that's not okay.
That didn't
Yeah,
prove
that's
any
not-
points.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
good.
Yeah, you
Yeah, we-
lose all the points. He is a Canacorso. So
Okay.
very, very large Mastiff type
Okay.
dog.
Ooh.
And they used to be used, I think, in Italy as like dogs that would be used in war. So yeah,
Yeah.
big guy, big teeth.
Yeah, no thanks. Well, I won't be doing that for sure. It'll
No,
be something
Yeah,
definitely.
don't do that.
I'll probably end up just, wherever we're going to go to a shelter.
Yep.
We'll adopt something that, and last time
Yeah.
we got a little bit more aggressive dog and then trained him, and he was perfect. He was the best dog I've ever had in my life.
Every time.
But
Yeah.
That's
but we'll see. We'll see. We'll end up falling in love with an older dog probably, or something like a
Right.
collie or something.
I was about to say,
Like-
most of
Yeah.
the time it's like so many border collies end up in shelters, and then you
Yes.
just look at it and go, well, I want you. You're
Yeah.
you're 9 and need a place to vibe. Come to my house.
Yeah, we had a
and it's
border collie when I was
mostly
a kid,
just
so.
because, it's just mostly because people can't like deal with the fact that they're so smart and they need so much.
They're super smart. That the border collie I had when I was growing up named Mickey, and he,
Aw.
I tell you what, he could open every door in the house,
Oh,
no matter what the handle type, no
They
matter
are
what the
amazing.
lock.
Mhm.
I mean, because everything back then had like deadbolt switches and stuff. He could open everything. It was crazy how
That's
smart that dog was.
awesome.
So he would let himself out no matter
Yeah.
what. You didn't need a dog door. He would literally go out the front door, the side door, the garage door. It was crazy.
I love in those kind of dogs where even if they've never ever seen like livestock or anything like that, they will start trying to herd things. So if you get a border collie and you have small children, they will just start trying to herd the children and going round and round them in circles. I love it.
Yeah, I don't know if it would be able to wrangle my 12-year-old who's now like almost
Yeah,
as
yeah.
tall as I
Probably
am.
not, yeah.
I mean, they'd probably try and herd each other.
However, we do have a backyard full of rabbits and squirrels, so
Ooh.
totally perfect. Totally.
A terrier
perfect.
would love that.
Yep, that's true too. So we'll see. I'm thinking about what we're gonna do and go from there. All right, Heavy, what do you think's what's happening with you
Yeah.
besides you quitting the podcast?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're closing the food. Yeah,
I'm
food house
kidding.
is closed
I'm
now.
kidding.
Everybody's legs are closed.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
I did not say that. My legs are wide open. Excuse
Oh,
me.
yeah, yeah,
This
yeah,
is
yeah.
Heavy's
Okay.
hangout. The legs stay open. We may not be
Yes.
fooking, but we
Well,
are here.
we're just moving. Yeah, we're just moving on. It's like a pub crawl.
Well, that's just basic instinct. Your legs are open because you have to show off.
Legs have closed here, but now they're open at Heavy's.
Right.
Dude, I've
Miss you too.
oh my god.
And now it's time for all the latest news. It's Heavy's Hangout.
But yeah, no, for my thing, I've mostly been playing backlog and a game called Project which for those-
Zomboid, yeah.
Yeah, if you don't know, it's isometric kind of video game that's like life sim zombie apocalypse. And it's been a ton of fun. However, the only way you're playing the game is with about 200 mods. I think I have about 300 installed right now.
Oh god.
It's one of those things where you're on the Steam
Yeah.
Workshop looking for every quality of life feature, new vehicles because you're bored of the same vanilla ones, new weapons because you're bored of finding the same and God and everything, right? But it has been an immense amount of fun to kind of just sink your time into. It's one of those, it works on the Steam Deck great, by the way. It takes a little while to get used to the controls, but it's very good. The biggest thing is just like, after a while, once you finally learn how to like survive past like day 3 kind of thing, where you're like, okay, I know where to find food, I know where to find guns, I know where to do this, that, and the other. It suddenly becomes more like, okay, how do I build a story? So you randomize a character that's a carpenter. Sure, why not, right? And it's Billy Batson. Why not? Billy Batson, and you've got to, you know, and you weave a story for Billy Batson. The map is pretty big, and it includes a giant city called Louisville, which, yeah, Louisville is real, just not the real version in this game. But, you know, like a lot of my stories are like, okay, I started off in where I've got to build up some things. I've got to repair a car. I've got to do all this stuff so that way I can get to Louisville and try to save Billy Batson's mother from the psych ward. So then I go try to break in the psych ward at the very end, and lo and behold, even if I get that far, because there's like 10,000 zombies in my way, then like Billy Batson's mom is dead, so then the run ends. And then I just kind of cycle that over and over and over. It's a lot of fun. You do have to weave your own fun into it, but it's rewarding.
I've seen a lot of people play it on Twitch or whatever, and YouTube. Now, were you playing? It's like a 8-bit looking top-down kind of survival looking game. And I'll put some footage up so we can see it.
Yeah, the menus look like they would be confusing as hell, like at the start.
At the start, everything is very overwhelming right at the start. There's so many systems on top of systems that you don't understand how to build them up really fast. But that's why, like I said, once you make it past those understanding those systems, you become like. I could just go in the game, create a flow, be ready to go, and run the game. But that's not that fun. Eventually, I'll probably get bit and die, but whatever. It's just I need
that's life.
Yeah, it became more fun when I made it stories.
Are you on your own server, or are you just on a public server? I know you can get your own for it.
Yeah, no, I'm just playing mostly solo. I've tried a couple of multiplayer ones, but the experience playing with other people without operating a mic or a keyboard has not been the most fun.
Like any other game. Like any other
game, yes.
Yeah.
I'm still playing Apex, which, I hate myself. Sure. Moving on from that. And then the only other thing I really wanted to talk about, because if people haven't seen it, they really should, is alienromulus.
The movie.
Yes,
got it.
The movie.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, this is a franchise that you and me love.
I've seen some mixed reviews on it. Like the first half of the movie is fantastic, and then the second half, I don't know, wasn't as good or something. But I haven't seen it yet.
Absolutely.
Tell me.
So I will not say any spoilers. I won't even say much about the movie itself. But I get where people are coming from on that. The first half is amazing. So something a lot of people may have really liked from the first Alien was not only was it this very good self-contained horror movie, but the first 30 minutes are so much world building. Like we have these aliens with these specific ship carrying this specific cargo, and we're learning about them. And hell, we even see that shot of the engineer in their like cryo pod for traveling. And it's like, we have all this world building right there. And that's expanded upon here. Not rebuilt, just lightly expanded upon. You know, we have an android character that is, once again, like, android characters are just the best characters in Alien. If anyone would like to argue me, please do, but you'll be wrong. This guy is an amazing actor. He ends up playing two kind of different roles, and I'll leave that be. For one specific problem that I will name, I won't say exactly who, but there is some uncanny valley where we bring someone back from the dead.
Oh, okay.
In real
life.
Yeah, it has a couple moments of being a CGI monstrosity.
We've seen that in Star Wars. We've seen it in Ghostbusters.
Grand Moff Tarkin specifically. Yeah. And I did look into it. Apparently the family was really about it. They're the ones who wanted this to happen. So That's normally my hang up, and it's not a hang up.
Yeah.
So it's just uncomfortable. That's what I'll say. It makes you and the problem that a lot of people are talking about is specifically there's a lot of like callbacks and not in the way that you'd imagine. So one specifically is the line, "Get away from her, you bitch."
Oh, yeah.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
I did see that clip, actually.
Okay, perfect. So you know that it's a little, why is that there? Even in the even when the character says in the movie, it's like, okay, the scene starts, we just cut away from something happening to someone else, right? And they're doing a thing and they go, "Get away from her, you bitch."
Right.
And it's like, why did you say it then? Why did you say it?
Please.
Now, the part that some people don't like is that we pay some homage to Alien Covenant, and I won't say how, and it will disgust you. I don't leave horror movies that disgusted or terrified. I left disgusted.
Wow, okay. You've seen everything. Yeah. You've seen everything.
I've seen a lot of horror movies.
Yeah.
And, man, I left and I was like,
Is this gonna so like there's probably a section in it that's gonna like trigger the thing that I like that really is difficult for me with horror movies where it's like gore and shit like that.
Yeah, the third act. The third act is gonna hit you a little different. One more thing I'm gonna say about the movie. You should see it. Everyone who has at least some inkling for like liking the Alien movies on some level, which this movie does feel more like Alien and Aliens combined.
The best.
Which is the best way to go. Why would you go anywhere else?
Right. But exactly.
So the acid has never really been treated with too much respect. It's always been there. Like they have acid for blood, and it's like, oh, I got a little on me. There goes my arm, right? This is treated with a lot of respect. Like in the ways that you might rewatch the Alien movies and be like, wouldn't the acid just chew through the hull? Like, wouldn't it just keep going? Like, it didn't lose potency. It's just, and it's like, yes, it would here. So it's
maybe the ship's built better.
Yeah. But yeah, no, there's a lot more to do with the acid. It's a lot more of a focus, and it has its own agency, which is very good in my opinion, because it's the one thing that bugs me every time I rewatch these movies. It's like, oh, the acid, it tickled his face. It didn't dissolve through his entire face.
Right.
Leave a puddle and then go a little bit into the ground until, like, you know, it just only had dirt, which couldn't react to it.
Correct.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
It's very enjoyable. Please go watch Alien Romulus. Please vote with your wallet on this specific one. Be careful of the next Alien movies that come after this, because there's no way in hell we're getting good ones after this. The batting average has been, we got two great, amazing sci-fi movies.
Favorites. One of my favorites.
Incredible.
And then we didn't get a lot of good.
Then we get stuff.
Yeah.
Then Hollywood got its fingers in it and was like, let's mix this up a little bit and make it.
Until Prometheus, which has massive problems, but is one of my favorite sci-fi movies just because it's cool in world building. It challenges
it's interesting,
yeah, way more interesting.
But you know what sucks? Alien Covenant, when Michael Fassbender is sitting across from Michael Fassbender, and they're both playing two different androids, and he goes, "You play, I'll do the fingering."
Yeah.
Everyone, please look up that clip on YouTube.
Favorite scene.
It's a good clip, but like also is that the same scene where they like make out?
They don't make out, do they?
They do. Yeah, they make out. Michael Fassbender and Michael Fassbender make out at some point. It's great. Like that was the best part of the movie.
Okay, so I'm gonna rewatch Alien Covenant tonight.
The movie. Yeah, you never know. I mean, the studio mix-up that's happening right now. So behind the scenes, this is something that I'm privy to because I keep track of this really pretty diligently.
Sure.
So the whole Marvel universe, all the staff have been fired in the past 6 to 8 weeks. Everybody involved with that whole universe, all the directors, producers, have all been let go. So they're rebooting. So they're tired. So Disney's supposedly tired of losing, maybe. So they lost huge on Acolyte, right? So that's $200 million down the drain, canceled, garbage. Hated every second. I watched the first episode, never watched another minute of it. But to hear that Marvel has now decided, because all their crap after Endgame has been crap, basically, has decided to do kind of a reboot of things as far as the creative side of it, because Favreau and Filoni with Star Wars are like the measure. They're the best.
Yeah.
Everything they touch is gold on the Star Wars side, like Mandalorian.
Right.
Boba was pretty good. Ahsoka's okay. Okay.
I'll give it okay.
I'll give it okay. But those guys and the cartoons, Clone Wars, all that kind of
Cartoons
stuff.
go insanely hard.
Clone Wars are incredible.
Right. Fantastic. And that's all Filoni.
Yeah.
And he should be doing that.
Wonderful.
But that's what I've heard with Marvel, is that they've decided to scrap the stuff that was, ever since, what was it, Batgirl or whatever that was coming out, and they scrapped the whole movie.
Oh, that one's on DC, but I mean, it falls into the same exact vein.
Yeah, same.
Like,
that's right. That's DC. It wasn't Batgirl, it was something else. But and so anyway, they've decided to
well, I mean,
put
also, like, think about
actual writers and directors,
which is a great idea. Build out a universe, make characters that we can fall in love with. Actually, that brings up one good question. I'm sure everyone here has seen the news that Robert Downey Jr. is coming back to the MCU.
Yeah.
How does everyone feel about that?
I mean, I'm fine with it. As long, again, it all comes down to the writing to me. That's all that matters to me.
Very fair.
Yeah. I'm fine with it, because the thing is, I read the comics, guys.
Yeah.
So obviously I'm far superior to everyone.
Yes, you are. Congratulations.
That's a lie. That's a lie. You're not superior. No gatekeeping on this podcast.
But you're saying the stories, you don't mind if the stories follow along with the comic books.
The thing is, with the comic books, just the nature of comic books, especially DC and Marvel, the big two, they reboot their universes every 1, 2, 3 years, like the whole thing. Like they destroy it, and then they bring it back because they can make new interesting stories.
Sure,
that's what they did for what was it? There were the big change up in comics. Death of Superman. That was the one where everything was like rebooting. We're just gonna keep rebooting.
Yeah, sure.
Look at that new Captain America.
I was just gonna say they did it with Captain America. They've done it with Spider-Man 8 times.
Oh yeah.
I mean.
Yeah. So you have so many different stories. The characters have lived different lives. Whenever they get all brought back, you get different versions of them. And I like that, because often it means you get new writers writing on a character. It's a good shake-up to the norm. So as long as like you say, Manny, so long as the writing is good and the story is good, I don't mind him coming back. He's a great actor, and whoever he's playing, he's gonna do a good job.
Yes.
No matter what the script is he will be a good actor.
Yeah, I mean, if you could just lean on the story, I'm telling all studios, if you could start effing leaning on storytelling more instead of special effects. Special effects are great, but please write some good freaking stories that go 2.5, 3 hours. I don't care. The last DC Universe giant movie of director's cut, of Snyder's 3.5 or 4 hour masterpiece was great.
Yeah,
I don't care. Just give me some freaking stories, and don't let the studios chop crap up.
Give us the stories and give us the character development and the world building. Those are all the things that you need to make a great movie.
Absolutely.
It's basics. It's basic fundamentals. In sports, you got to go back to fundamentals all the time. Please, movie makers, go back to the freaking fundamentals.
Please. What I genuinely want, I always bring up this example whenever I'm talking about movie endings specifically. So in the MCU, one of the big problems I have with it turns into a punch fest at the end. Big guy punches big guy. Big girl punches big guy. Big girl punches big girl. Whatever. Yeah. People are punching people, and But Doctor Strange, the first Doctor Strange, I don't know if everyone remembers that name perfectly.
I've seen all of them.
Yeah, but like he uses the time thing. Correct. I forget what it's called.
Yes.
To constantly keep this and that's it.
Mm-hmm.
He just loops him. Guys like been in a loop 40 billion times. I want to go. I'm done. You win. I love that ending. It's so much more satisfying because it shows growth for the character going like, that's for nerds. Hey, magic does whips and stuff. I guess that's kind of neat too. I'm going to use this wild ass spell. I don't know if it's going to work, but I'm going to be here forever. So let's try it out.
Yeah.
Way more satisfying.
I think, like I enjoy like the punch fests just because I want to be shown something cool. Yeah. I want to be shown something cool, and that's all fine. But like it shouldn't be like the way that you have like the climax of the movie. Like the solution shouldn't hang on that. No. And what it always makes me think of is a comic called The Unbeatable Squirrel Girl. And she goes up against like all these big Marvel baddies, and she is literally just a girl with the powers of a squirrel. And the way it sounds crazy, it's an incredible comic book. It's written by the guy who used to do those online comics, with like the Tyrannosaurus Rex, the green Tyrannosaurus Rex.
Oh,
yeah.
It's written by that guy, I think.
Jendi? It's not written by a Jendi, is it?
No. Why do I feel like his name is John? I don't know. I've forgotten.
Ryan North.
Ryan North. That's it. That's the guy.
Got it.
Different to John. Very different.
Cool.
Here's it's a great thing. She goes up against like all these big baddies. Like she goes up against Doctor Doom, right? And Craven and the like a Norse god. And she is unbeatable. Like she manages to beat everybody, but most of the time it's just her either like using empathy or like understanding or like some kind of like reasoning or conversation.
A unique
and the
strategy,
whole thing gets and the whole thing gets resolved, like, but not in a way that feels contrived.
Right.
It's a really great series, and if people like, I wish directors would go and kind of like read something like that to sort of be like, oh, there's other ways to like, you can have like the cool punching fest, but make the solution not hang on it.
Right. I was going to say too, like, you got to remember too, when they bring these things to studios, they may have these ideas, but they get scrapped because they want to go with the instant money making formula that they think's always worked.
Yeah.
And then, but the great thing about where we are now in streaming, there's so much content that's needed right now that could be something that could come into play on like one of these streaming services
take it.
or something, which I'm totally all about, by the way. Like, please just, again, give us a story.
Right. And since we're talking about Marvel, what it looks like, focusing on story and progression of things and trying, right? We'll give them the benefit of the doubt. Looks like they're trying. And from what you're telling us, it sounds like they're trying.
Correct.
I just want to put out, can we try this with Star Wars? Can I just look at a Star Wars IP and get something? Okay,
I don't think so.
I'm losing my mind. If we go anywhere within the of Skywalker again, I'm going to brick. Go away from it. Go forward in time, backward.
Right.
You can.
The problem is the character building is terrible right now.
Well, because we keep hovering around the same shit. Oh.
Well, no, even the stuff that isn't. Like Alkalite was completely separated.
Only by 100 years, which has Yoda and Ki-Adi-Mundi. You're telling me Yoda and Ki-Adi-Mundi were just like, there's never been a Sith threat in my life. Oh, there was this Sith threat 100 years ago.
But the characters they chose were so poor. There's just, the actors are terrible.
Not.
At least in the comic books, like, I'm pretty sure you can go back and like they go back to a different like empire or something. They go further back, like back to when Jedis were kind of like a really strong force within the world.
Right.
Yeah, there's
one of the new
like,
movies they're working on is thousands of years back. So the OG split between the original Jedis before actually before Sith. It's like the origin story of Sith.
Yeah, how that came about. Yeah.
Which would be great
And
because
maybe it'll be good.
I mean, hopefully, right? But hopefully it opens the door to something I truly want, which is the true Sith Empire, because Sith is not just an ideology.
Yeah, sure.
Sith is a people.
Mm-hmm.
And they're the ones who dissented this idea, essentially.
Correct.
And I would love that story to be weaved in somewhere. Maybe at some point we can have big punch-out fight with Sith and Jedi. I'll take that. But
they will in that movie, yeah.
Yeah, but the hope is that we just get the from Skywalker, because that's what's ruined everything. That's what's genuine, and people can argue that all day, but I think being anywhere attached to a timeline that is so well known, every detail is so well known. I remember the exact conversation of them talking about a Sith hasn't been seen in forever. And Ki-Adi-Mundi's just sitting in the chair like, yeah, I agree. And it's like, you were there! You saw the red lightsaber! You saw it!
To me, it's just the writing again. So please, just
get away from it.
I think,
and then we don't have to think about it.
Yeah, I think I would agree, Heavy. And the thing is, you can, even within like the age of Skywalker, you can... Like, there have been people who have gone on journeys that, like, he's been nowhere near. And they've been really satisfying, amazing journeys. Sure. The comics have been, like, a great way of...
comics are very good, yes.
Yeah, the comics are great. I would highly recommend the Darth Vader comics.
Yes.
They're great.
Yeah. Plus, it's one of the only forms where you get to see Darth Vader at with real power.
Yeah.
Because you see it a little bit in what the fuck is it? Rebel 1? Is that? Am I thinking of the right thing?
Yes.
Okay.
Maybe.
Whatever one that has the guy from Andor, which is an amazing show.
Oh! You're talking about the movie.
The movie. Yeah, I can't remember.
Rogue One.
Yeah.
Yes,
not Rebel One.
Which was a great movie. Also,
I had fun.
It's
side story. Yes.
They need to be exploring the world, because
of course. Yeah.
There's so much more than just I think you and me have had this conversation, Heavy.
Yeah.
So Darth Vader.
Andor kind of does that.
Yeah.
Show.
Yeah.
Andor.
And so does Rogue One.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Dr. Aphra is also a great comic. I can also recommend I don't know that one. The video games. The
Everyone
the
go vote with your wallet. Buy Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic. Cough, cough, wink, wink. Moving on.
Yes.
There's a new one that is about to come out. Outlaws, I think.
Yeah,
I don't know anything about it.
Okay, so I have looked into this. I'm trying to stay up to date on it because
Survivor stuff.
Right. But okay. So the idea is very simple. You play as an outlaw. It looks like you're not a Jedi in any way. You kind of just do outlaw stuff. From what a lot of people have said from builds that they've been playing on for pre-development, whatever. Not pre-development. You get what I'm saying. They've been saying it's a fun game to kind of just it's one of those turn your brain off kind of Ubisoft games, like your Watch Dogs, your recent Assassin's Creeds, kind of shit like that.
Yeah.
But it's not going to be substantial. And I think that's a fine place to be, because I've been talking to my girlfriend about this a bunch. Since COVID, it's either it's a flop or it's the greatest thing ever.
Right.
And I'm really tired of that. I miss the 7 out of 10 games. I miss the 7 out of 10 movies. I just miss kind of,
what about that $20 middle of the road?
Exactly.
But in a great universe kind of game.
Fun universe.
Yeah.
Apparently you can fly in your ship kind of, which is fine. It's not like any of us were looking for a No Man's Sky experience.
But it's kind of open world, I think, right?
Yeah, it's kind of open world. The open world mechanic, which is you use this one specific type of speeder, looks a little jank. but it's Ubisoft, so of course it looks a little jank.
Yeah.
Love you, Ubisoft.
Love you. If you ever tried to sponsor this podcast, I'd still be honest.
Yes.
Yeah,
of course.
I'd be honest, but also I'd be like, I love everything about Cassandra. Please give her to me.
Oh, that's right. That's right. You're gonna.
Oh,
I adore
Assassin's Creed,
her.
the Greek one, right?
Yeah, Odyssey.
Okay. Odyssey.
That's my favorite one.
That's fair.
Cool.
It's one of those ones I wish I could have played, but again, has snakes, so.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if there's a mod for that. There might be.
I've looked into it a few times.
Could
I didn't
be.
find them, but it is what it is.
Well, boys and girls, I don't want to wrap it up completely because I want to talk about a few things. We've been talking fantastic about all these different movies, and studios, get your heads out of your start writing correctly. That was the bottom line with all that, I think.
Yeah.
But I do want to mention a few games, or I want to mention at least one game that I've been watching a lot of people play. I don't have it yet because it just recently came out, but Site's been streaming it in Discord. It's been really fun to watch on Twitch, and that is Blackmyth Wukong, which the graphics are amazing graphics. I mean, just so sick to watch and fun to watch. I don't know exactly. To me, it kind of seems Dark Souls as far as like gameplay.
Yeah,
wise.
It is.
Is it that difficult? I can't gauge because a lot of people I'm watching are just starting the game, and so they suck at it. You know what I mean? Like, so, but it is fun to watch, and I love the whole concept art idea of it. Coming from a creative standpoint, it's got a really cool storyline. The art concept, to me, is like over the top. Like somebody spent a lot of time putting this together as far as design. Beautiful. Yeah, it's a beautiful looking game.
I've heard the monsters and like the bosses are really cool looking.
Yes. The opening scene to the game is like a movie. I mean, it is unbelievable, the gods that they have standing, as the size of the
Right. That was in a trailer, wasn't it?
Yeah, in the trailer, correct. Yep. And when
I have this game, but like I haven't played it yet.
Gotcha.
Oh yeah.
PlayStation, right.
Yeah, really fun to watch. Of course, once it gets, I'm always joking with Sci. As soon as the price gets cut by 75%, I'm in.
Yeah,
I'm in. Because it's like it's one of those $60 games.
Yeah.
$60 games.
Yeah. Well, I mean, this came like with my new graphics card, so I got it for free.
Oh, that goes hard.
So, movie wise. So, well, let me start with shows first. I've been watching Fallout. I finally got into it. I know it's been out a while. It's a fantastic show. Loved it. I watched episode 1. Totally hooked into the game.
100%.
All the nostalgia of playing Fallout totally floods your brain. And for me, when I'm watching movies or shows, because I'm a video person, I'm always looking at little Easter eggs and scenes and lighting and setup. And I'm like, there's so much crap going on in individual scenes.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable.
Yeah.
And, the acting is fantastic.
Stellar.
Yes.
The main
good.
actress, I forget her name, but she's the one from Yellow Jackets.
Yep.
She's done a great job. That kind of innocent dweller attitude where she's innocent but yet can still kind of defend herself.
Ella Purnell.
Yeah, Ella Purnell. Yeah.
Right.
So fabulous job. But I hate that McLaughlin was taken out of the first episode, so I'm missing him now for a while, but I get it. I haven't finished it yet. I'm on like the last 2 episodes or something, but
perfect.
Awesome show.
Right.
I would totally recommend.
The Ghoul is so fun.
Walton
I love
Goggins
him.
is one of my favorite actors
Yes.
of all time.
Yeah.
Oh my
he crushes it so hard.
Yeah. Now I love him in what's that police show? That
Justified. So good.
Great character.
Absolutely.
Justified. His best buddy basically. Another great show, by the way. Justified. Tons of seasons. Love the show. I think it dropped off a little bit for me when they did the bring back season. Where it's like years later or whatever.
Yeah, it was a little
still
rough
great.
then. But it's still a good show.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I have said a billion times, and I will continue to say that Walton Goggins is that type for me. And I mean that in that sense. Like,
Yeah.
no, that's if I was gonna swing any direction, Walton Goggins enters the picture, it's like, yeah, I'm going that way. Excuse me.
Yeah, it's less of like a direction and just kind of like just you can be like straight as an arrow and still like Walter Goggins like sexual.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah,
you know?
yeah. And I was gonna say too, like it really could. Xanther brought this up in Discord one night where he's talking about the show. The episodes could actually be, you in the game. I mean, like
100%
could be a path that you would take
right
in the game, which is really cool.
Yeah, I think one of the best scenes that sells that is, and yeah, you're past this, where I forget not the actor's name. It's Aaron Moten, the Brotherhood guy. And,
yeah.
And Ella, it's been a while. I don't remember the character names, but they're walking across that like kind of drawbridge, and they encounter those other two, and it's like that's 100% an encounter in Fallout without a doubt. Where like you're walking across, and it's like, what are you doing here? It's like, well, and you get the choices of like, oh, I'll kill you, or I'm just trying to pass. They're like, what are you doing here? An intimidate check kind of thing. And I was just like, this is amazing.
Yeah.
The way the characters interact with gross stuff.
Yes.
You know, the you know, there's violence in the game. Yeah. But the way they just kind of she cuts his head off. She shoves a tracker up his nose. I mean, no big deal.
Yeah.
No
Plus,
big deal.
The juxtaposition of finding out like each vault is different, but we knew, going in like we know that.
Of course.
The best part is sitting with someone who doesn't know that.
Right.
Oh my God, it was so fulfilling.
Oh, did your girlfriend not know?
Has no idea.
Oh,
so like she sees that they're all mutated and stuff. It's and I'm sitting there and she's like, "What? Why are they doing this?" And I was like, every vault's like that. Every
vault's different.
Every vault's got something going on. And she's like, "Oh my fucking God."
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And then so movies, just a couple movies.
Yeah, please.
So one of them we just watched recently as a family was Twisters. So I know normally people are going to watch it, you know, you don't think, but actually it's like Hollywood. The first one was kind of lame anyway, and we just wanted to watch it because we love hurricanes and stuff around here. We're in Florida.
Yeah.
So tornadoes. No
it's just
deal.
part of life.
It's part of life. But they did a great job of just writing a simple story with characters developed, and the actors are new, but they did a pretty good job. It's just a run-of-the-mill kind of action-y movie with a make sense ending. Instead of this weird injected ideals and crap, it's just totally just a regular action flick. So then when you look at the reviews, of course, Rotten Tomatoes hates, you know, if the critics hate it and the people are at 90% and the critics are at 50%, it's a must-see movie.
100%.
It's a must-see. It's a must-see movie. So not that it's great. It's not a fabulous movie. It's not a life changer, but it was just a fun movie to watch.
Goes back to what I was saying, the idea of like the 7 out of 10. It doesn't actually have to be 7 out of 10. It's just got to be good. A fun time.
That's it. It was just a fun time, and we all enjoyed it. And we sat down and watched it, and it was really cool. And then the last one I got to complain about. I don't want to end on a negative, but I got to complain about this movie because so many people love this movie, and I hated it, which was the Mad Max Furiosa one. And that movie, to me, was one of the biggest disasters in writing I have ever seen. Now, I come from an editing standpoint. I've never seen a movie move from different scenes inside of a chapter that make no sense together at all. Like they just keep turning left and right in the story and nothing grapples each other until you get to maybe the end of a chapter. But the transitions, the editing, the action scenes are 100% off the charts. They're fantastic because you're using there's some digital, but there's some real action things happening there. Very difficult to pull off when you're, running the cameras and directing.
Right.
But to me, the story,
did your editing brain like pull you out of it?
Oh, big time. It was so like where she like at the very end too, where she's, and I'm people have seen it. Spoiler alert.
Go ahead.
When she becomes her arm gets
fine.
ripped off and she becomes a robotic expert in a day, that was like the last straw for me. So I don't know if you guys have seen it. I don't know.
No, but it
I
doesn't
haven't.
matter. Like I saw.
It's just
Yeah,
so
it's
like
been out for long enough.
Yeah.
yeah, it's been out a long
I'll
time.
eat
For
the
me, it's got a very high rating with people, and I think that has to do with the action sequence. But as far as the story, to me, it is so broken that I'm like, how did this even get out of the concept room for me? And I think Mad Max is another one of those universes that could be so cool if done correctly. But Fury Road was okay. This one is like
I
the
loved
Fury.
it.
It was okay to me. Again, story wasn't great.
Fair.
But to me, this
You can
one
have your opinion.
is trying to do Fury Road in chapters, like jam a Fury Road in every chapter. And then I want to learn so much more about the characters at the beginning of the movie that we never learn anything about. Like you just never touch the base with the beginning again, which is weird. And then they tried to end the movie in the credits. So you're like at the end of the movie, you're like, okay. And this narrator comes out of nowhere and tries to explain things away. And then the credits come up. And then it tries to end the movie in the credits, between credits. But again, there's a whole other movie there probably that we're missing. It's just weird.
Huh.
So anyway, but if you guys haven't seen it,
I mean,
it's on Max.
Yeah,
I'm
it
going
sounds
to
like
put it
something
on.
that I'll.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
put it on.
It sounds like something that I'll watch, but yeah.
Yeah, I mean, again, scenes are really cool. It's like, why would they do this, or why did they go drive the truck around this way? Because it's obviously a gate that has no sides on it,
Right.
but you have to go through the gate, and then the semi with two things full of gas couldn't get through it, but this guy's little truck blasted right through the door. It's stuff like that that just drives me insane. So, but you'll see what I'm getting back, what I'm saying anyway. But gaming wise, being in Fate Gaming and being in Discord has been awesome the past few months, even though we haven't been able to record. I've had a great time. Hopefully we can get back to the roots a little bit where you guys hop in and we just screw around. We have to worry about our conversations in a month or a few weeks.
Saving shit for a podcast has been fucking draining me.
Yeah, no, not anymore for us. I'm officially retired from the pod. I might come back as a guest. And I will help with editing and that sort
you
of
never
thing.
truly retire from anything.
Exactly. If Scythe needs help with anything, I'm always gonna help him out.
Of course.
I'd hate for it to die. But for us to take Heavy said he's got to take a break. I totally get that. Fox, you're busy. And can take a break. But I'm sure Scythe will want to meet with you guys in the coming weeks or months and just see where you stand.
Yeah.
It's been an awesome ride.
No, it's been a lot of fun. Like you said, it's been 3 fucking years of my life, which I didn't put together. But also Fate has been 5 years of my life, which has been absurd as well. And
the same for me.
I would never just give up all of this just for a bad time right now. I just want to sort through my bad time in peace, not focus on how much work I'm taking over for a minute, and then come back a little bit more refreshed, recharged.
Yeah, get recharged and then see where we're. And again, I'm someone to lean on for the production,
of course,
the graphics.
No, there's going to be a lot of sit down, learn with you.
Yep, sure, absolutely,
and be able to make this something that Fox and I could be proud of. But also to peel back the curtain for just 1 second for everyone, a big part of the problem is that these two are my friends. Like, this isn't like just some dumb podcast where we're all 3 people. No, these are my friends. I love them. We have different interactions outside of each other. And something that hasn't been happening has been that, like we were just talking about, for specifically Manny and I, like he hangs out in VC once a week. Sometimes I catch him and we just sit there for like 2 hours shooting the shit. He's drunk, I'm high, we're having a good time. And it's legal in my state, so
it's been a long time since we did that.
Exactly. And I miss that kind of stuff. But to peel back the curtain a little bit further, Fox is one of my best friends. Genuinely has been for a very long time. And I don't talk to her anymore. And I hate that. And while trying to deal with my life, I also want to find my friendships again and be able to re-embolden them. That's something I found with a couple of my other friends via Fate, and just have been trying to reinvigorate them, find love again in my friendships, and enjoy those. So
need those.
Yeah, and that's a big part of this. That it was the whole time. It was friendship. Kat is one of my best friends here too. I adore that woman.
I love Kat
so much.
So much fun to talk to her and hang out with her.
Absolutely. So. And right now what's happening is just a couple of messages here and there, which we still try to keep in contact and whatever, but it's been a lot of more, here's this serious thing that happened. I want to let my friend know. And it's like, I'm here for you, but I'm not really here for you. So I'm going to try and be there for you and take some time to figure it all out. So as soon as I figure it all out, then we'll go back to work and make this what it is and have fun with it. Yeah. But I will have my friendships again, goddammit.
Yeah, get the balance back, and then, it makes sense.
Yeah, I agree. Like, life has been, like, super busy, and the job that I'm doing now means that I have to do, like, early mornings, which means that I'm less likely to be, like, in a Fate channel or, like, hanging out. And yeah, I agree. Like, I've missed people, like, a lot. Dogs are great, but people are, they're better. They're marginally better conversationalists.
And that's what I'm doing more of too. Like in real life, I'm like right after this pod, I'm going golfing, baby.
Hell yeah, you are.
I got friends that want to go golfing. I'm going golfing this week. Yeah. I want to get back into sports more and have more time to do that instead of, because I don't game as much anymore. And what I do is just to screw around basically in PGA golf and Magic. Once in a while. And then I got a few other games that I'll play here and there, but, family and life, they get busy. So
they do.
It's been a great journey, you guys. Yeah. I loved hanging out with you for the pod. We'll continue to hang out, obviously, in Discord and at fategaming.com, which is the proud sponsor of this pod. But it's been awesome, and I'm going to sign off, and I appreciate everybody, and we'll see you on the other side.
Fuck you all.
There it is.
Bye.
Thanks for listening. This was the Fate Nation podcast. Be sure to like and subscribe and check us out on all socials at Fate Gaming. Why not check out our growing community of over 4,000 gamers at www.fategaming.com. Remember, over 18s only. See you next time.
Do you even play this game, bro? God, how did you even miss that guy? You suck, noob.
Are you tired of being teamed up with a bunch of toxic randos who are too busy talking smack to have fun? Then join us at fategaming.com, where you can be part of a friendly and respectful 18-plus community where our members are focused on having fun and building friendships. Visit us now at www.fategaming.com.